Okay guys, in this video we're going to talk about fragrance. My name is Clemence. If you're new to this channel, I always talk about perfumes. We're going to talk about where my channel is going in terms of direction this year, what fragrance I'm going to talk about and focus on this year. It gives me a good occasion to talk to you about some new fragrance I have in my collection that I didn't talk about and you asked me to review. So there's going to be a little bit of everything today on this video. Let's go. My first goal of 2024 is to go back to basics. Yes. I'm not saying I'm gonna go back full on vintage, but I want fragrances that are good for all year round with some kind of classic perfumery touch. Some fragrances that are well constructed, not too heavy, and are great for every year round. Like a good staple in a collection that you're gonna be okay for any kind of occasion. I went back to quite some vintage as well at the end of the year because I picked up Eden CACHAREL, which some people would say smells old. For me, it's a huge classic, and when I spray that, it reminds me so much memories of my childhood. It's really like a fairy tale, this fragrance. It's very green. It's a bit like you're by the pond, you know, it's very intense. It's not a smell that you will smell nowadays, definitely not. Anyway, we're not talking about that kind of vintage. I want to talk about classic perfumery because classic perfumery doesn't have to be like something that is back from the 70s or from the 60s. Why are they classic? Because they follow a composition that is classic. Explaining, you have the olfactive pyramid, you have head with citrus, heart with flowers or spices or whatever it is, and base you have usually woody note. This is a classic perfumery and not a lot of people follow that nowadays. There's a new trend and stuff like that. Me, I want to smell like a classic Chanel for all year round. I want to smell elegant and I want a fragrance that does me all year round. And for that, you can go for modern perfumery too. You have brands like, for example, Granado that are amazing for this. So I've got those two pieces that I chose from Granado because I think they are the best in my opinion. First of all, this one is great for women, this one is great for men. If you like both, like me, I wear both equally, so it doesn't matter. But if you ask me my opinion, I think, for example, Epoque Tropicale is a great, timeless, well-constructed, classic tone fragrance because you're in a fragrance that is in a heart rosy magnolia, so romantic flowers, and you have an opening with cashew, so you have slightly a bit of a nutty kind of opening, you know, it's quite nice. Mandarin orange, which is timeless in terms of opening when you talk about classic perfumery, gives the composition something not too heavy, which is great for all year round. And you have sandalwood base, which is the most classic also touch of perfumery. So it has a little bit of a twist with the cashew. And I really love that. Granado is great. The Chanel brand in Brazil, because it's a Brazilian brand. And I had such a pleasure discovering the brand. I think it's really well done for a very affordable price. So I highly recommend you to try this. If you want something a bit more masculine, you have BOEMIA. BOEMIA that is more spicy, more leathery, but really done in a very classic masculine way. It's replacing all your boring designer fragrance, I'm sorry to say. And I love when my boyfriend wears that. It's so great. Another thing that I want to focus on in 2024 is carry on the journey into gourmand fragrance, but realistic. So there's two types of gourmand fragrances, I would say. So it's not even an official olfactive family. We talk about something that is edible. We talk about something that is sweet most of the time. But I love the new gourmand tech that we've seen this year with fragrance like Bake from Accro with Olivier Cress or Kayali Yum Pistachio. There are fragrances that are smelling like the real ingredient. You eating like an ice cream, a pistachio ice cream, or the other one you eating like a sponge cake with lemon. You know, like this is something that smells realistic. You smell that in your real life and now it's in your fragrance and it's very strong, and it doesn't have to be synthetically sweet with some kind of sweetness that they only do in mass and you never smell in your real life. You see what I mean? The two last gourmands I've smelled like that really for me changed the game. E.P.C, which is Experimental Perfume Club, that is a brand from London, with Tonka extraordinaire. So I smelled all of the fragrance. I would probably do a full-on video because there's a lot that I enjoy. Not as much as that, I have to say. For me, this one really stands out. It smells like a Tonka. Tonka bean smell like vanilla but roasted, darker with woody note, you know, that kind of smell. It's a very mesmerizing smell. So imagine a dessert with vanilla, a bit chocolatey, and this darker vanilla smell, you know, like rich, intense smell, and you put that in a dessert at the end of your meal. It smells exactly like that. It's incredible how realistic it is. I have the impression to smell the cake when I smell that. There's a pastry-like smell that is great. It's not overly sweet. My boyfriend wears it. It doesn't smell like a cupcake, and it's great. We love that. You know, realistic. That's what we want. Because I love the brand so much, I have been asking for a discount code, so I have 10%. Everything is in the description as usual if you're looking for discount code. I put my active one in the description so you know. Anyway, there's another one, a cheap one, that I bought when I was in Paris a few weeks ago for holidays. I was smelling this brand that is called Les Senteurs Gourmands. For the French people, you probably know that this is really affordable brand. All the brand, I was not utterly impressed by the others. That's why I didn't pick it up. I was ready to pick up a lot. They do a lot of vanilla, like a gourmand fragrance. I mean, they're nice, but the others, I was like, okay, well. But there's this one that I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. Straight away, I've seen the name. I was like, I'm gonna buy it. It got me, for 100 milliliters, it costed me 37 euros, and I'm really happy about the price. It's called Tendre Madeleine. So you know this little sponge cake, madeleine, you know, a bit vanilla-like. This one, it does have a little bit of that citrus note that usually you smell in madeleine. Delicious, is not too overpowering, it's quite soft. You pay for what you expect, it's 37 euros. New fragrances for every day. The one that I love the most when I'm relaxing, I'm cozy, and there's, okay, we love fragrance, but sorry, is there one day that you feel you're in a tracksuit all day, you do nothing, or you know, you just want to be cozy with your friend, have a chit chat, be in family, watching Netflix, but you still want to smell good and you want to smell cozy? Well, my new mantra is cozy, milky, fluffy fragrance, cashmere fragrance. This is for me the new trend nowadays that I particularly enjoy because those fragrances are chic without giving too much. They're usually not overpowering, but they give you a sensation of being so comfy. And this is so nice. Eilish that I took with me on holiday that I love. It's like a kind of like white chocolate, not too sweet, milky fragrance. Not the best projection and longevity for this one. Really for me, I wear that when I'm cozy at home. And that's it. This is what I want to smell on an everyday basis. Milk Personal, this was one of my revelations of last year. I will carry on with this next year. It's like a fresh marshmallow scent, super fluffy, super cuddly. It's incredible. I'm going to talk about Musc. Oh my god, this one compared to the others is really projecting a lot. Beware. Musky fragrance, so it feels cottony, comfortable. You can nearly touch it to see how comfortable it is. It does smell a lot like a baby powder for this one, so be careful because not everyone likes to smell like a baby powder, okay? For me, it really smelled like clean laundry. Really love that. I wore that when I felt a bit blurry after drinking some wine in the evening with my family the next day. I wore it when I was wearing just a turtleneck, white turtleneck, and I was just wearing a jean. You know, this kind of vibe, this is amazing. I absolutely love that. I would definitely see that also in an office. This kind of smell, you can nearly smell how soft they are. You can smell the textile. You know, like Possibilities, La Perla. It smells like a satin dress and you can smell the cashmere or the satin material, you know. I want to see more of this material smell. Yes, I do love simplicity, but I also do love to smell like a princess, especially when it's Arabian. I admire Arabian Perfumery for being so daring. You don't go to Arabian Perfumery if you don't want everyone to smell you around, because this is the culture. You need to have a powerful smell, because the more you smell, the more wealthy you are. It's not always my vibe. Personally, I love to smell that when I'm around people that love fragrance. So usually when I go to fragrance event or when I go with friends that love strong perfumes, I will get my super crazy combo Arabian scent, but I don't do that every day because I know for some people it's too much. There's always a time to wear powerful fragrance. For me, you need to have a vestiaire fragrance to adapt it with your life. So for me, this is really for party or when I want to impress. So recently I discovered a new brand because of my best friend Rin that was a few times on this channel. She gave me for my birthday again the best gift. I highly recommend you to have a best friend like Rin in your life because she's amazing. Ta-da! Wow! I mean, excuse me, what is this? Look at it. Look at it! The fragrance is called Safari La Femme, so for women, and you have it for men. I smell both, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about those both. An extremely strong fragrance, okay? You want to smell like a proper royalty from Emirates. Vanilla, woody, and oud. I'm talking about oud. I'm talking not about the European oud that we smell. You know, this light backbone that is quite dark. I don't say I don't like it. I like it too. It's a oud that smells animalic. Proper oud, you know. This is the first thing I've smelled. I was like, oh my God. So at the beginning, it was a little bit too much on the oud, and I was like, Jesus Christ, how I'm gonna wear that? And with the time, it developed into the most magnificent perfume I've ever smelled in a while. Soft, woody note, a bit cashmere-like actually, and you have some sweetness, but you can smell flowers, pink pepper at the start, so it's sparkling, vivid, right down in your face. Jasmine to give a bit of sensuality, of course, slightly licorice and woody at the end, and it's so great. It doesn't dry down into something powdery. It really stays with you during hours and hours and hours. Very, very strong. Safari for men, that is for me a little bit more generic for men, because it's got like cardamom. Beware, the oud is very strong as well. Amber spicy, so it's nothing like crazy new, but it gives something extremely wealthy and luxurious to that scent. I would really like Edwin to smell it, and I think that would be great to be matching together with this scent, because I really like it. He has to smell it. I'm gonna make him try it because I think it's gorgeous. I think it's very sexy on men, especially with that crazy oud note. For this year, what I really want to focus on is fun, and fun into the fragrance notes and accords. I love to see last year different ingredients that I never seen before. Dragon fruit, what did I see? Pistachio that is being explored. It's not that I've never seen before, but as a trend like this, I think it was very nice to see some nice ingredient like the candied lemon trend, panna cotta trend, you know, those kind of ingredients that you were like, wow, like finally, like something different. The funniest brand I would say last year was Kayali. So it gave me a good occasion to talk to you about the new release of Kayali, well, from December. At least they played with some ingredients that were different. It's not the most mind-blowing, the most creative, and the most depth fragrance and the most qualitative ingredient I've ever smelled. But I'm having a lot of fun with Kayali, and I actually wear them quite a lot. In December, they sent me a beautiful packaging with two fragrances inside. A fragrance that they had before, which is Eden Juicy Apple Kayali, and the new one that is Sparkling Lychee. When you put lychee in a fragrance, it's very difficult, especially if you marry it with flowers or sweet note, to not smell a luxurious or just a shower gel smell. So I was like, oof, this is not something I want to smell like. First time I smelled it, I was like, no. It smelled like a fancy shower gel, bubbly for sure, very fizzy at the start. She did the sparkling accord very beautifully because it's right in your face and it's nearly like fizzy champagne in your face. So that is really well done, I have to say. And then I was a bit like, you know, okay, I like to give fair chance to fragrance, so I'm gonna wear it more. And this is the state of my bottle. I don't know if you can see, but I'm nearly at the half of it. It's the first time I'm actually going that quick in the fragrance. So it could be a bad sign because it means that I have to spray a lot. So probably that it doesn't stay a lot. I didn't find that it doesn't stay bad, but I felt that this fragrance, because it's sugary, fruity, for me, it needs to be intense, you know, especially if it's a fun fragrance to go out, I need to smell intense, you know. There's a note in there that is great. It's more sugary rather than sweet. And there's a big difference in that. Sweet is like, you know, it could be gourmand, it could be this heavy sweetness, floral, fruity that we all smell in every designer fragrance for women of the planet. But this is more sugary. And it's more like a powdered sugar you would put on top of your cake or on top of whatever. And it comes and very blossom at the end. So it's more like dry rather than sweet and heady, you know. It's a dry sugar note. The more the fragrance is staying on you, the more it's overpowering. And personally, I really like that. Last time I smelled a sugar note that was like this, It was in Fly Me to the Hood by Musicology that has a brown sugar note that smells exactly like that, dry sugar rather than sweet. And it's amazing. It's the first time that I'm actually so happy to smell like a lychee fancy shower gel in a party. I actually love that. I put that in my handbag quite often. There's a bit of a violet scent as well that is slightly discreet mixing with the rose. So yeah, it does more feminine, but to me, like, it's fruity, so whatever. But I actually really like that. My point would be, like, if you're looking for something that is mind-blowing and bit different and stuff, this is not for you, huh? It's fruity floral. But I have to say, just to have fun, wear it in a party and smell amazing. I already had compliments on it. I was really happy with it. I have to spray a lot. Do I mind? Not really. I think I'm actually going to be a bit sad when it's going to be done. And by the way, inside the fragrances, there was Eden Juicy Apple. I can now officially say that I don't like this. So as much as I love this Juicy Apple, I really don't like it. I use it to scent my home. Very subjective here because I'm not a fan of apple scent. If it's mixed with something else, a bit like rose, I'm fine. But when it's fully apple juice, because it smells like an apple juice, I'm not a fan at all. I never liked apple juice. I never liked the smell of apple juice. So for me, it's no. This, at least for me, there's something a little bit more luxurious and fun to it. This one doesn't smell luxurious to me. So, right guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me what you think about my resolution of what I'm going to talk maybe more this year. What are the fragrances that you love the most at the moment? What kind of fragrance do you love the most? Did you see the gourmand, the clean fragrance, any kind of fragrance that you like? Let me know. I want to give a huge super thanks to the people that send me super thanks. The last ones are here. Guys, you're really helping this channel to grow, first of all. And also you give me a little bit of comfort, to be honest. Even though you could do it without money, you're not obliged to send money. I would never request money from you. It's very nice and it's boosting and I appreciate, but you don't have to, just to let you know. But yeah, it gave me a little bit of a boost because at the moment I've been again attacked on social for my passion for fragrances. Because you know, I post this organization video on Instagram, and I like to post this because literally I clean my collection once a month, and this is something that I just decided to film, and people really like it because the last video that I did like that had like 32 million views. So you know, like why would I stop? You know, like I'm doing it anyway, unfilmed or filmed. So anyway, I started to do that, and I have to say it's nice to see getting some attention, but I am just trying to stay away from the comments because oh my god, guys, I know it's a bit strange to collect fragrance or to have this as a job, but so many people have opinion about why do you have so many fragrance without taking in consideration that maybe it's my job, or maybe people collect things, you know, what can I say? Like my dad collects stamps, my granddad too, you know, like anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you very soon. Bye now.
Viens, je t'emmène dans mon paradis bleu.